Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the 3-0 Take, where we talk all things Major League Baseball. Here's Kyle Corwin and Nate Reyes. It all starts right now.
Oh, welcome back to the 3-0 Take, presented by SeatGeek. This is episode 503. I'll be your host, Kyle Corwin. I'm here with my co-host, Nate Reyes. Nate.
I'm sad, man. I'm
Yeah,
sad.
some tough news to start the day, my friend. Well, it was more like late morning, but tough news nonetheless. Bob Uecker. We were literally just talking about this. We usually save any sort of passing that happens across baseball. We usually save that for the end, but
Yeah.
I don't know. It just didn't feel right to do it this time. Figured, feel like we need to give this man what he's due and just lead off with it right here at the top. Bob Uecker at the age of 90. I mean, you hear baseball icon and you don't even think twice about it because you're like, this.
No, I know.
That is exactly who Bob Uecker was. And I texted when you and I were going back and forth about it today. I was like, this just seemed like one of those guys that was going to be around forever. Like the Vin Scullys of the world, the Willie Mazes of the world, where you're just like, oh yeah, you don't even have to guess if they're still with us because they're just sort of you always see them at a baseball field, you always see them in the booth, wherever they're at, you just assume they're there. But man, what a blow! Not just for the Brewers, but for all of baseball.
Yeah, man. I think what is so great about he's Mount Rushmore of broadcasters for me. But what's great is that he can live on through his movies. Major League is obviously he's incredible in it, and I love that that was his style. That he wasn't that wasn't anybody else. It wasn't Bob Uecker being a character in any way. That was him, man. And the voice of the Brewers, and like you said, it's weird to hear that he was 90. You don't really imagine it. It's just, it doesn't click. It doesn't feel like it was ever on my radar. I think that's why I'm a little sad. It came out of nowhere for me. And it's like, well, duh, he's 90. It was going to happen eventually. But man,
this is the best way I've been able to make sense of it. He lived he lived so many different lives, it seemed, that you would have assumed that he was 120.
Yeah.
But he had the liveliness, the energy, the youthfulness even.
Oh, yeah.
Of a 20-year-old. And you're just like, how does this guy keep doing what he's doing? He'd probably answer that by telling you because this is just what he loves. And it came out in his calls, in the roles he had in his movies, his TV. Yeah. I mean, this guy did everything. He even did a couple spots in the wrestling world there, a couple promos for that. I'm like, this guy has literally done it all. And he was this, like you said, it wasn't a character. It's just who he was.
Yeah.
And it was demonstrated, it was portrayed in everything that he did. And, I went back today and I was listening to a compilation of some of his, all-time calls or whatever. And it was just, it sort of hits you a little differently now because you're like, yeah. And it's not a knock to the up and coming broadcasters of today, but it's like, they're great in their own respects, but there's a certain
style, dude.
There's a certain style him. From that. Yeah. With him and other guys from, that era growing up, calling the games of some of the greatest players baseball has ever seen. And there was just a purity, I guess, is the best way to put it. Like you're listening back on these calls and you're like, this is baseball. This is baseball.
Yeah.
There's no I don't know.
I think there's a way that like, and Vince Scully's obviously like the master at it, but there was a way of the ability to be so descriptive in a quick broadcasting way. You know what I mean? Like, and I don't know if that's with the understanding that like maybe when they started doing this, like not everyone had a TV. There was no social media. Maybe a lot of it was listening through the radio.
You had to paint the picture.
So you had to like really allow that fan to understand if they're not watching exactly what was happening. And it's an art that I think is dying off. You know what I mean? I don't think it is really going to be recreated in a way. And that's okay. I think that's okay. Like it's an incredible style. And like you said, man, there's voices where you're never, ever going to not know immediately who it is. And he's one of those voices.
You hate to see, we'll just call it a chapter like this close for, again, not just the Brewers, but for all of baseball. You hate to see a chapter in the form of Bob Uecker close, but the beauty of the chapter closing is that we'll always have it to look back on and to have the proverbial read through. We'll always be able to look back on his calls and the major leagues of the world and look back and go, man. And it makes you think of that line where it's like, I wish you could know that you're in the good old days before you've actually left them. Yeah. And I would imagine that that's probably how many Brewers fans are feeling right now in particular, because he was the soundtrack to many a summer for them. And, if you're lucky enough to be a fan of a team that brings in a guy like that and is as good as he is at what he does, and he sticks around for as long as he does, like that, count yourself lucky, because not every fan, not every team has that same fortune. And I don't know how you replace that. I don't know like who they've got next in line, but good luck.
Yeah. I didn't really dive like too deep into it. I did see something from Bob Nightingale that, I don't know, it was a little kind of rubbed me the wrong way, where it was like the Brewers' gut-wrenching postseason loss last year. I think they knew that it was likely Uecker's last call or whatever, something like that. And I'm like, why today? Like, wait, you don't have to we don't have to talk about we don't have to rope in the Brewers' performance like last year. You know what I'm saying? It's just like, this can just be about Bob Uecker. It doesn't have to be anything else.
Yeah,
but,
yeah.
I don't know. Maybe there were, and maybe the whole point of him saying that and me taking it out of context is likely that like the Brewers maybe had plans or started to have that conversation. But
it's possible he knew at that point that like this was the end of the road. It's possible,
yeah. And he maybe just kind of kept it under wraps, and yeah, I don't know. But I think it's special that it didn't like necessarily happen in season. And I think it's special that he got like a full season and got to see the Brewers in the postseason. Like, I don't know. It feels like it had like a good ending, and it wasn't like years after retirement. You know what I mean? Like, this man was in the booth till the end. That's cool. There's a lot worse ways to go in my mind, and I feel like he was probably a very fulfilled and happy person. And you could hear that in his voice and in the way he acted and talked to others and appreciated our game. So yeah, man, but for sure a Mount Rushmore broadcaster.
You know, it didn't, like you just said, it didn't end during the season, but I guarantee you if it did, he would have wanted it to happen in the booth. Like he would
like
not
in
have
the booth. Yeah.
he would not have left that seat. He would have said, nope, this
Yeah.
is where the road ends for me.
Yeah.
But to your point, you know, the timing of it gives the Brewers, I think, a little bit of time here before the season starts to really think about how they want to honor him this next season, because you can only imagine they're going to do it right for him, as they should. So very again, it's a terrible situation, obviously, but I'm eager to see how they plan to honor a guy of his stature, because
Yeah.
not many come along like him. So
Yeah, for sure.
with that said, let's get into some current event talk here. You know, we did mention the Mets here, and I think that was next on our list here. Bringing back Jesse Winker on a 1-year deal. I can already imagine, or I can only imagine rather, that this doesn't exactly move the needle for you. But this is one of the only real transactions that's taken place in the last few days. Everything else is pretty much speculation at this point. So figured I'd throw it in here. And
No-
if you and well, let me just say this. If you haven't gathered, I'm sure if you're watching right now, if you're on the live stream, you can see the angle we're going with this episode. We're doing an alphabetical draft this episode. It's sort of like the theme of the episode, because that shows you the state of the off season, the state of the hot stove right now. It's just kind of where we're at. And don't take that as me saying like it's going to be just boring as all get out. Like, I'm genuinely excited for this draft, because I think
can't wait. Yeah.
it's going to be pretty wonky. Like, there's going to
Yeah.
be some interesting names still left on the board when it's all said and done, given the nature of the draft. But before we get to that, Jesse Winker, you had a grin on your face before I went in that on that little spiel. What do you got?
No disrespect to Jesse Winker. He was obviously a very important piece to what the Mets did last year. I'm struggling with the fact that there's a lot of journalists that are putting out posts saying that this is the Mets' plan B to Pete Alonso.
Okay, yeah, I'm glad you brought that up, because we were gonna touch on the Alonso update a little bit, because I saw the same thing. I saw pivot
Like what?
being thrown around a lot. I'm like, this.
No.
How does that even
No.
make sense? Does Jesse Winker play first base? What is it?
What? Yeah. It's not
You're-
a pivot.
Somebody's gonna have to break this down for me, because I'm not face value. I'm not making sense of how Jesse Winker, an outfielder, is your pivot for Pete Alonso, your franchise first baseman. I'm just not seeing it.
Not even like an everyday outfielder either.
At that, exactly.
Yeah. I'm very lost. I don't know what. Yeah, I saw a tweet that I think it was like Winker and then a really good reliever. I'm like, Winker is your pivot from a homegrown walking 30 homer per year guy who is also playing really good defense and clearly loved being a Met. This is not a pivot. A pivot is the Yankees losing out on Soto and going and getting Freed. That's a pivot. That's deciding to go get something else and throwing more than whatever dollar amount they throw at a Jesse Winker. I'm lost. I don't understand how this is the move. I don't know what necessarily their plan is. I'm very confused.
Can I say something?
This is what the Soto signing does, is that it ties one hand behind your back, no matter how rich you are. You go.
Well, to that note, I don't know. I mean, it is the Mets, so it's really hard for me to sit here and say, well, it ties you up financially, because I just don't know if that's Steve Cohen's philosophy. But what I was going to say is just on the comment about his defense. I think it's more appropriate to say he had better defense over the last year or two. I believe. I don't know. He's not necessarily viewed as like a solid defense.
No, I think it actually went like really up. Like really up. If you look at
that's what I'm
defensive
saying
metrics,
comparatively. But I'm saying, like generally speaking, though, I don't know if we can lump Alonso into like the good defensive first baseman category. Like he personally was better, maybe made improvements.
I don't know. I think if you look at metrics, like I think he was like one of the best in the league at digging, like with scoops.
All right,
You might be right. Shooting from the hip here. I'm shooting from the hip.
I honestly don't know Alonso's defensive metrics as well as I should, considering he's still available on the market.
I don't know,
now,
but the point remains. I mean, look, one down. No, I mean it's 2020. We can't even count that. 16 homers in 60 games, 57 games. Then 2020. Outside of that, it's 53 his rookie year, 37 in 2021, 40 in 2022, 46 2023, 34 last year. Like. He's 29. I don't know why they're so set on like, yeah, we're not going to go crazy. I understand the reluctance to giving 7-8 years.
Of course.
Like you know what I'm saying? Like, you know, you get an aging Soto who's likely going to move to the DH. Like then you start creeping into the mid 30s of a Pete Alonso and you're like, you know, do we want to get him DH time? I get that. I don't see why 4 years was an issue. I don't see why 5 years was an issue.
Well, did you see that he came out? I mean, I guess this was like over a week ago at this point, and I had meant to cover Pete Alonso in the last episode, but then Ryan hopped on and we got sidetracked, and we didn't get to cover the Alonso update. But I was going to mention last episode. Did you see the bit in there where Boris made an offer on his behalf to the Mets?
No.
A contract offer. He wanted it. He made the offer to the Mets, just the Mets. It was not an offer available to any other team. Just the Mets. 3 years, $93.3 million.
Boris made that offer.
Boris made that offer because and you were sitting there going, well, why 93.3? It's because an AAV of 31.1 would be the the record for first baseman in terms of AAV, which would top Miguel Cabrera's 31 mil back in like 16.
Freaking Boris, man. All right, maybe I shot from the hip. So 2023 had a defensive run save of 6. And then last year I had -3. It seems like it alternates. Every year it's in the positive, and then the next year it's followed up with a negative. So he's on track to be back in the positive next year defensively. Anywho's, how many games did he play last year? He played 162 games last year.
He posed, dude.
What are we doing?
We can knock him all we want, but
we can knock him all we want. We can knock him all we want. And we've talked noise, just how corny he is and cheesy he is. But the truth is, he's a baller. I don't understand.
He's an odd cat, man. He's a baller, but he does it in his own way.
He's different.
I've never been able to get on board with it, but you know what?
Game respect game. He's got game.
I'm gonna give Pete Alonso some credit here. You know, at least he's true to himself. Like,
true.
You know what you're gonna get with Pete Alonso. And I know we reference this all the time, but it's the one thing that sticks out of my brain. You're gonna get deadlifting before the home run derby, Pete Alonso. That's just who the guy is.
Yeah.
And you know what? Like I said, like you and I are both saying, we can knock him all we want, but that's just who he is. And you know, credit to him for like living, you know, quote unquote, living his truth, as the kids say these days.
Yeah.
That's who he is. And if Mets fans haven't run him out of town to this point because of it, it's clear that they don't have a bone to pick with him. So why not bring him back?
And I also think like it's not easy to play in New York and not just be okay playing in New York, like being a superstar in New York. putting up numbers in New York
He eats it up, man.
and enjoys it. I'm a little weirded out by this. I'm not quite sure what the Mets are doing, and it like I don't know if it's Boris chasing AAV, but like in a real world, I think there's a good deal out there where you can throw of 4 years 105, 110. Like I'm struggling to wrap my mind around this. Like,
well, Andy Martino came out today with I don't think it was a report. He may have been, he had a TV spot or something. I can't remember. But basically the takeaway was that the Mets were believed to have all but moved on from Pete Alonso. But then I saw some people speculating as to whether, because I think he had the Winker news, and I saw some people speculating as to whether they thought the Mets maybe gave them the Winker news, or no.
The negotiation.
How did it go? That a lot is Winker's not a Boris guy. Is he? No shot. He's a Boris guy.
I don't know. I don't care.
He's not good enough to care ultimately, about. That some camp gave Martino the Winker news in exchange for taking a stance against or for moving away from Alonso as a negotiation tactic, and I'm like, that'd be pretty intricate of a plan to take against your franchise first baseman. But I guess money talks. But
I'm lost. Bring that guy back.
It should have already happened. I don't know what we're doing.
Yeah, I don't know. I think he's probably going to be a Giant. If we're throwing a guess out there, it seems like it's just up for grabs.
We talk about No, I think you're right.
Do you like that fit?
That would, with the way this market has gone, yeah.
And it seems like they're constantly outbid. I'm not going to put Pete Alonso on like Aaron Judge or Ohtani status, but like, I don't know. I would throw 4 years 120 at him and be like pretty stoked about it. I'd be pretty stoked about it. I don't know, man. It's strange. The whole thing was strange. All these updates of like negotiations, now they're not negotiating, they're far off. Hey, we're checking in on Vladdy. Like, what? The Blue Jays are like, whoa, now we're talking to Vladdy. Like, what is happening?
Like, whoa, this is our guy. We're bringing Vladdy back. What are you talking about?
I hate these notifications that we're getting.
Meanwhile, Vladdy's like, I'm looking up flights to Boston. I don't know what you guys are talking about.
Yeah,
what's going on here?
Vladdy's fully out of Toronto, so I don't.
As he should be. I wouldn't want to play.
What a
there.
mess. This is all. It's strange. All of it was strange. Just getting flooded with crap.
Hey, speaking of strange, let's talk these Cubs alternates that dropped literally seconds before we. Actually, no. Apparently, it was like an hour before we got on, but I saw them seconds before we hopped on.
Just keep this negativity rolling, huh?
The Cubs announced that they will wear, quote, legendary blue alternates in 2025.
There's logos that don't need to be messed with, dude. Do you have it? There's nothing that you need to do or worry about.
If you're check out that crack in my tempered glass.
Big time.
If you're watching, come on there. Focus. There we go.
There it is.
There we go. That's kind of what we're looking at. And if I'm seeing this correctly, home white pants. But yeah, the jersey itself, I don't hate. I'm not gonna lie, but the hat.
Does that not look like a leak, by the way?
It's definitely a leak because.
But I saw a post from the MLB account.
Well, yeah, the Cubs posted it. Maybe there was like a video and this account just took like a screenshot or something.
Yeah, it looks like a leak picture. But that's the only picture I've seen. I haven't seen anything else about it. I don't know.
That's from the Cubs account. It's like a full,
all right, that's better.
Full deal.
Do you like them? You like the jersey?
The jersey as it stands by itself, yeah. Because
I don't like it.
and this is a weird lens to look at it through, but I'm like, a lot of times when I'm sort of grading jerseys in my head, I'm like, how would that look with a pair of jeans and some Nike high tops? And I'm like, you know what?
That's how you look at it, huh?
I could see it, man. Like I would rock that just like, as streetwear, and I'd be totally okay with it.
It's not bad. It's just I think the font in the numbers gives me Rangers vibes. But
I could see
know.
how you would feel that way.
the Cubs, they don't need to be messed with, man. That is
that's
an
one thing I agree with.
Jersey, an impeccable logo. Don't need to touch it.
That's a legendary uniform in baseball, but you know,
whatever. Give me something to get excited about. What else you got?
Let's talk some DMs. We got some DMs from the folks.
This. This is good. We need to do this every once in a while, you know?
And I tell you what, we've got a question on here. Well, I mean, we got a couple questions. Let me back up. I appreciate all questions that get submitted, but there's a couple in particular that are definitely a little different. I feel like that I don't think we've answered. One of which I know we haven't answered before.
Okay.
And to be honest with you, and forgive me to this individual if you have submitted questions, I don't recall getting questions from this particular individual before, and he came out with a couple bangers right off the top. So let's get into it. Matthew in Montana, as he referred to himself in the DM.
Let's go.
His first question, I'll save the second one.
Awesome.
I'll save the best one for second. Top one, or right off the top, he says, how many games do each of you see live in a season?
Not nearly enough. Not nearly enough, Matthew.
That's the right answer.
It's bad. You're a lot better.
Yeah.
I struggle with Chase Field, to be honest. Like I can't, it's like it doesn't feel like a baseball field to me. It just doesn't feel.
Even though we went to the World Baseball Classic, that didn't shake it for you. You can't view it differently now.
What the World Baseball Classic did for me was forget that I was in Chase Field. No other game has done that. No other, you know what I'm saying?
That's fair.
So I struggle with that. I'm going to try and get to quite a few spring training games. Love the idea of taking Paige out and just keeping book live at a game. That's like the goal. And
getting
spring
some
training,
sun.
You can like bring a blanket and sit in the outfield.
Dream.
Like, give me that all day. So probably going to do a little of that. So I don't know if that counts as live games, but yeah. Other than that, I'm not near anything else.
Yeah. I mean, the other thing you got to keep in mind too is with this whole shift that they made. What is it now at this point? A couple years that they've been doing the every team plays every team thing.
Yeah,
like you just got to keep an eye out for who's coming to town. Maybe you catch some dudes.
Yeah.
I think you're right. I think in terms of like number totality, I'm probably a little higher on the.
I went to one last year,
charts,
and I'm embarrassed to admit it.
Yeah, that's tough.
That's not good.
It really varies. It's probably anywhere from like 5 to 10. It really, some even more than that. I don't know. There's no real rhythm year to year.
You got a lot to work with though. You got the Nats, you got the Baltimore Orioles. You can go up to Boston occasionally, which I know it's like a sometimes random gift from the family. So there's a lot to work with. I'm just kind of stuck out here in Arizona. Anyway, what's the next question?
It says, if or when you two have children, what old-timey baseball names would be at the top of your list to name your kids, and would your wives allow it?
Oh, boy.
I read this question. I was like, we have never had anything like that. And I love this question. And I was sitting there. I had the advantage of reading this early.
Yeah.
So I had a little bit of time, and I still couldn't think of like what I thought a good name would be. I mean, my favorite baseball name of all time, and I'll take this to my grave, Cannonball Titcomb. Like, that's my favorite baseball name of all time, but I'm not going to name my kid Cannonball, although that would be a sick Sick name. Cannonball Corwin? Come on.
That's awesome.
Come on.
That is good. What are we considering old timey? Like we got to go way back.
I mean, like World War II and before is sort of what I was thinking. So like your Teds, your Lou's, your Yogis.
Yeah, I mean, like Yogi comes to mind, and I could barely get that approved to put on the dog list, much less a baby,
a living, breathing child.
Yeah, I feel like that would really get me in trouble. Have you seen that TikTok trend where they're like, did you ever see Superbad?
No.
There's like the McLovin character, where he gets a fake ID.
Right.
He's like, when you get down there, you can just choose whatever you want. And they're like, you landed on McLovin? There's people like in the delivery room of the husband's walking back in with the baby and the birth certificate. And they're like, you can choose whatever you want down there. And I just choose Yogi. Titcomb.
Cannonball Titcomb.
Oh, man.
Cannonball Titcomb Corwin. That might be my answer.
I think Lou is cool, but he's like immediately 62 the second he's born. You know what I mean? He's a grandpa right away. Lou's a cool name, though. I feel like Lou could, because you could flex that into Louis.
Not true. Very true.
And Louis is like Louis Reyes.
That's a baller name. That works. That's a baseball name.
That works.
Not as old timey, but I think the name Sandy Koufax. You want to talk a baseball name? You talk about a baseball name, man.
Sandy's good. Yeah. Oh man.
I'm gonna think on that a little more. That's a fun
I think
question.
Mickey could potentially
Mickey,
work.
That's classic. That's
Mickey
classic.
could potentially work. Well, they did that in what's that movie? The Clint Eastwood movie.
Trouble with the Curve.
Trouble with the Curve. Her name was Mickey because it was after Mickey Mantle. So
Correct.
I think it's the only way it would work. Paige is into like the strangely like giving girls boy names that like work for both.
There's some crossover.
I don't know why she's into that.
There's some names to play for sure.
Mickey could work. That's something that I could maybe sprinkle in and just start planting that seed.
Store that one away.
Yeah.
Justin asks, well, first of all, Matthew, again, thank you for those questions.
Great questions.
Great questions. Justin asks, is cereal soup?
Oh.
You know, there's like things in this world where I'm like, I could see how somebody thought of that, and I could see why this is a point of contention and why people converse about this. I've seen this before.
I got a lot of these.
It makes no sense to me. Who decided that these two things would be adjacent to each other and that this would be a controversial thing?
I don't know. I got a lot of these. Is a hot dog a sandwich? Is ketchup a smoothie? You know what I mean?
Hot dog is not a taco.
I heard this argument, and it was if you a hot dog is not a sandwich, it's not a taco, because if you take the hot dog out of the bun, it's still a hot dog. You know what I'm saying? You just have a sandwich, you're like you just got a handful of crap. Taco, same thing. So the hot dog thing's put to rest. I'm gonna take the ketchup is a smoothie route. I if it's a fruit and it's blended, smoothie.
We've spent far too much. If we've spent a minute and a half on this, we've spent a minute and a half too long.
Cereal is not a soup. Although
Correct.
I could potentially be swayed here. We could fight for that one. I'm up for grabs. I'm for sale.
Your best argument to convince me is to use Lucky Charms as an example, because alphabet soup, and then you've got those like little charms that might as well be like little letters. I don't know.
I don't know.
It's not.
I think our cereal is about to change, by the way, with all this health stuff. So
that's true.
We could be getting less vibrant Fruit Loops pretty soon, hopefully.
Get your Fruity Pebbles in while you still can, folks.
Yeah.
Max asks, which championship trophy is the hardest to win? What up, Max?
Which championship trophy? We talking all like I'm
Just
assuming
sports.
it just ended
Yeah, yeah.
there, huh?
Lombardi, Stanley Cup, so on and so forth.
I think this is a baseball podcast, and I'm gonna sound biased here, but I do genuinely think that baseball is the hardest because of like how many games we're playing and how, you know, like football, it's kind of like a hot streak, and you can kind of just, you know, if the other team, you only play one game, it's not a series. If the other team is having an off night, like you can sneak one out. Baseball's like you're playing so many games. By the time you win it, you know, it's 180 games or whatever, and you're like, eventually the law of averages is going to mean that all these teams have a very fair and realistic shot. And I think that's why dynasties are so incredible. But yeah, I mean, give me that. I'm fully out on the NBA, by the way. That sport can dissolve for all I care.
Agreed.
Yeah.
Well, we could just end it there, honestly. Just end the show. Dissolve the NBA.
Yeah.
Wouldn't think twice about it. Jack
Scoot it up to
asks,
12 feet. This is stupid.
Jack asks, back to the food thing. He says, corn dogs, ketchup or mustard, or both, or good with either but separate.
Corn dogs hit me with mustard.
I'm not a mustard guy anyway, so I'm gonna go ketchup. But I could raw dog a corn dog for sure. And I've said this before. That's the beauty of not being so reliant on condiments and just being okay.
You're not
with
living.
I believe me, I know. But those times when you're like, oh, they don't have fill in the blank condiment. What am I gonna do? I'm sitting over there just enjoying my plain corn dog.
It's a valid
not
argument
thinking
because I'm in
twice about
shambles if I don't have like
exactly
shambles.
It's the same thing with coffee. People when they don't get their coffee, like I'm not a coffee addict, which I'm not judging people that are, but the people when they don't get their that are addicts and they don't get their coffee in the morning, they're like, I literally can't function for the remainder of the day. It's like, well, I'm just sitting over there enjoying my cup of hot chocolate or something. I don't know.
You need rehab, bro. Yeah, any coffee that I get is like
there are programs for this, my friend.
Yeah, any coffee that I have is the froofy. Just throw stuff in there because it tastes good. And then you have your psychos that are just like purposely drinking black dirt coffee. And just like
they choose to do that. It's impressive.
Life it's got options out there. I don't know. Where'd we start? Condiments, ketchup, mustard.
You already said mustard on the corn dog.
Hit me with mustard. Corn dogs always make me think back. You remember the sausage and pancake corn dog things?
Yes.
From elementary school. Dip in the syrup.
Oof, money.
Give me one of those over a corn dog, honestly.
Oh, okay, well, now we're getting into some controversial things. Austin asks, whose voice does a deaf person hear when they think to themselves?
Damn, Austin, what are we doing?
Come on, man.
What are we doing, man? Hopefully Bob Uecker. That's what I'm going to go with. Hopefully Bob Uecker.
Great
That's
answer.
a great voice to have in your head.
Great answer.
Yeah.
But if we're getting technical, how would they know Bob Uecker's voice if they can't hear? I didn't say that. I don't. Did somebody behind me say that?
Has no one asked?
Who? The deaf person?
Yeah, like, hey, sign it out. Be like, hey, do you have a voice like in your head? What does it sound like? Whose voice?
Surely somebody's asked that.
Surely.
I am serious, and don't call me Shirley. Brendan asks, if you could wipe out, and let's keep this sort of quick because we still got to get to our draft. Brendan asks, if you could wipe out all the divisions and playoff formats, how would you rebuild them?
Oh my.
Keep it quick.
Nuts. You go first.
Okay, well, my mind immediately goes back when actually, it was probably when Major League Baseball was just bored with themselves. I don't know if this was ever a serious thing, but do you remember when they proposed like regional realignments? And there was the one where it was like the East, and it was like the Yankees, Red Sox, Mets, and Phillies. just as one example, and there's
Sign me
like
up
other
for that,
regions.
by the way.
Yeah,
Fully on board for that.
How toxic?
Yeah.
How toxic would that division be? That
Yeah,
division
for
would
sure.
implode on itself.
Yeah. Yeah. It sure would.
So that's
Yeah.
sort of my long, to keep it short for the sake of time. Give me like and I know they sort of already kind of do this, but like give me as regionally heavy divisions or like segments as you can. Like make them as close as you can.
Yeah.
And let's get things toxic.
I
I
like
need it.
that,
I
yeah.
need it toxic.
Pour on the drama.
Give the Dodgers and
playoff-
Padres their own division.
Yeah. Playoff format wise, I would get rid of the bye, and I would get it back to just one wild card winner. As much as I like the wild card 3-game set, I don't think there's any way you can keep that without having this everybody gets in thing. And it's really just, on a serious note, kind of taking the advantage away from winning the division or having a first round bye. Like, it's just, yeah, I don't know. Leaving it there. That's where
Well
I'm
said.
at. Yours was cooler. Mine's serious and not funny.
This is not a
I'm
serious.
being serious.
No,
Get rid
this
of
is. All right. Put the pen down. Put the pen down. All right.
Whose quote was this? Whose quote was this? Who said it? Whether it tastes like milk, whether it tastes like wine, we
Wish I could play drums.
Who said it? Was it Kanye? Was it Kanye? Was it Kanye? Was it Kanye? Whose quote was this?
I don't think I could headbang though.
All right. I have two, and I haven't decided which one I want to go with.
Why not both, sir? Why not both?
All right. It's one's baseball, one's non-baseball.
Even better.
All right. The first quote. Whose quote was this? That is one hill I will always be willing to die on. That is one of the most unforgivable baseball sins for getting rid of that one. Getting rid of Yankee Stadium.
I'm gonna say you. Yeah, I ain't falling for tricks here. I ain't falling for tricks.
Yep. I went back and listened to that. That was from episode 178, titled The 2021 Season Promises Change. February 11th, 2021. I went back and listened. I was pretty upset about that, man. I
You ain't wrong.
I went on a little rant. And you tried to justify. I went back and read the transcript from the rest of that little segment, and
No, I
you're
just
like,
said you
"Well, let
haven't
me
been in a
take
new
you."
one.
Yeah, I'm impressed. You remember that? That's exactly what you said. You're like, "Let me wait till I take you to the new one," and I'm like, "No, stop it, stop it. We're not gonna. They're not even in the same stratosphere."
I hear you. Look, I'd much rather have the old one be around, but the new one is sick.
I'm not going for sick, dude. I'm going for like cathedrals of baseball just being wiped out. Well, not my cathedral. Mine's right. In fact, I got a framed, nice
I
matted
hear
and
ya.
framed photo right there. It says
I hear you.
it says Fenway Park, the chapel.
Outside of Red Sox and Cubs fans,
Most people don't care.
nope, nobody cares.
That's fair. All right.
Nobody cares.
Second quote.
This is a non-baseball one, obviously.
Non-baseball quote for a somewhat of a non-baseball episode. You know, let's
Toughie.
Let's get weird on a Thursday night.
Sure.
Chick-fil-A sauce. I'll put that on a freaking flip-flop and eat that. I don't care.
That's me all day.
Yeah, you were I went back and listened. You were telling me, you were explaining to me that you were trying to burn like $25 because you wanted to max out the gift card basically that you had or something. By the way, that was also from the same episode.
Wait, you said 168 or something like that?
178 from 2021. February 11th, 2021. Shout out Brian. He said, I got one of those Fenway Park chow posters in my old house too. Love it.
Get out of here, Brian.
Appreciate
Just
you,
kidding, I love
Brian.
Stick around.
Stick around, Brian. You're a good one. Bridge of October podcast. Right after that condiment conversation, that one felt easy. Laura says, yeah, he likes that CFA sauce. You were basically trying to, said you were trying to max out your gift card. And so you're like, I'm looking around the app and I'm discovering that you can like buy their bags of ice. And you can get the bottles of the condiments. And then we started talking about Chick-fil-A sauce. And you're like, yeah, put it on a flip-flop. I don't care.
It's true. I think one of those little packets is like 300 calories or something.
It's
like
crazy,
that.
dude.
And I'm like, I have like at least 3 of those when I'm eating.
Little hack. Swap out the Chick-fil-A sauce. I know that's hard, but swap out the Chick-fil-A sauce for the buffalo sauce. It's like, I think it's like a third of the, if you're counting calories, it's like, I throw the buffalo on the Chick-fil-A sandwich. You're good to go. You're good.
Give me both. I found that out.
That sounds dangerous. I've yet to try that, and I think that's next.
French fry, dip into the buffalo, then into the Chick-fil-A. Fantastico. Let me tell you something. I heard they changed their fries though. I haven't been there in a while.
Stop. Don't
Apparently they changed their fries. They've like changed their recipe and they taste weird.
get away from me, Satan.
I'm telling you, it's out there. We haven't been there. When's the last time you went? I was gonna hit
the other day. We go all the time. It's bad.
Oh, it hasn't changed?
Not to me.
I was gonna hit it today, and they're like doing construction. Looks like they're expanding the drive-through. So I was like, I guess I'll have Wendy's. It was right next door. Saucy Nugs.
Wouldn't that mean that Chick-fil-A is changing their building and not their fries if they're renovating?
No, I was just gonna say that's what I'm saying. I was gonna have it today.
Oh, I see what you're saying.
Yeah. I pulled up to it and I was like, you got a freaking bulldozer over here. I guess you're closed. I even like drove around and I was like, can I walk in? Wendy's.
There's programs for that, my friend. You need help.
Probably.
All right. Well, the episode titled Drafting an MLB Lineup by the Alphabet has now, we're nearly an hour in and
Let's
we're
go.
finally getting to it. So
I don't care, man.
Let's get to it. All right. So here's the deal. Lay out the ground rules here and then we'll get to it. Basically what's happening here is I have a random letter generator. Well, I did. Hold on. Got to find the tab. I got a random letter generator and I'm going to click it. And so Nate and I are going to have to field an entire lineup plus a relief pitcher. So entire lineup 1 through 9, starting pitcher included, a relief pitcher and a DH.
Yeah.
The catch is, though, you can only choose a player from the grouping
Of that letter.
of players with that letter as their last name.
Last name.
So you and I don't have to pick the same position each time, but you have to make your choices based on which letter pops up and what you have left to fill out in your lineup. Does that make sense?
Sure.
All right. So with that said, though, there's gonna be some guys presumably left off, and we're probably gonna catch some flack for it. Oh, how do you not? Well, it's a random letter generator. There's only so much we can do.
lineup. You forgot Ohtani.
It's like, well, we didn't get to O, so how can we draft Ohtani? So that's sort of how we're.
Here's what I like.
What?
I think it's like we each get a letter. I don't think, like, say you hit the first one and it's R. I don't think we both get R.
No, see, that's what I was thinking though, is because you're forced to then choose a player from that pool, and it's not going to necessarily be the same position, but we're pulling from the same letter though.
All right, I guess. I was just gonna say, like, if we did each, that means we could spread the love and get around the alphabet a little bit more. You know what I mean?
I mean, we're gonna be getting to like half of it.
I don't know. If you hit me with an X, I'm not going to be thrilled. In my
That's
head
the fun of
today-
it.
In my head today, I was thinking we were going all time, but we are only going current players.
Only
so
going
the
current
challenge is
players.
there. Who goes first?
How do you want to do it? Little rock paper
Mm,
scissors action.
Yeah, are you a shoot guy?
Yeah.
You
Laura
say
said she's
rock, paper,
confused
scissors, right?
already. Laura,
You'll figure it out, Laura. Don't
You'll
worry.
figure it out.
You'll
We'll
get it.
All right. I'm gonna go on shoot guy.
Okay.
Best of 3.
Yeah.
Rock paper scissors shoot.
Bang.
All right, you got one. Rock paper scissors shoot.
Bang.
All right, sick. All right, so Nate's going first, and we're gonna go
Spin that letter.
We're gonna we're gonna go snake draft style.
Okay.
All right, so the first letter is. Oh, we're starting strong. The first letter is U.
No.
So go on ahead, make your way down to the U's.
Bro.
There's nobody.
There's 8 names. 7 names.
And by the way, we're pulling from the MLB player database.
Oh my.
And so
All
like
right.
there's probably gonna be more U's that pop out through the season, like minor leaguers or whatever that make their debuts, but we obviously don't know that. So we're going off of what's listed on MLB.com at this very moment.
This sucks. Give me Gio Urshela at third
Sick,
base.
dude. All right, I'm gonna take this is gonna sound terrible, but I get Luis Urias and Ramon Urias mixed up all the time.
I
Are you kidding me, dude?
which
I
one's
have-
which?
Ramon Urias is the Oriole.
Oh yeah.
I'm definitely not going Luis Urias. I'm going
Ramon.
yeah.
You
You
suck.
gotta be kidding me, dude. All right, so I'm gonna stick. How do we want to do this for like position wise? Because my Urias can bounce around the infield. So if it's
If
do we
he,
want-
I feel like if he plays those positions, we do that. You know what I mean?
he's listed as a third baseman, second baseman, and a shortstop.
Yeah. I feel like my guy, like Gio, doesn't really bounce too much.
You put him at third.
I put him at third.
All right, I'm gonna put Urias at second.
That's fair. That's smart.
All right. Next, you ready for a next letter?
Yep.
And you went Geo
At third. Yeah.
All right. The next
Come on, man. Give me something good.
I knew when I was looking at
Spin
the
that letter.
when I was looking at the player database, the first letter for some reason I looked at this morning when I was looking, I was like, who do we got at the U? And
Ugh.
it was as
That
you
might
said,
have been the shortest list.
7 players. Insane. Random letter generator D. This is my pick, correct?
There we
I
go.
go first.
Yeah.
All right. So let's go take a look at the D's.
Whoa, they're putting the De La
Pause.
Cruzes in here.
Oh, baby. And hey, if you're listening or watching, play along. Like this is we didn't do any prep work for this. We wanted to surprise ourselves here. All right, so we got the De La Cruzes makes it interesting.
It does. It does.
Little Bobby Dahlbeck action, maybe? White Sox, new White Sox star? All right, I think I'm deciding between 2 names and
Okay.
3 names. I'm going to go. I think I'm going to play. No, I'm not going to get cute with it. I'm going to take Endeavors. Give me Devers.
Yeah, duh. I was like, you're a fool if you don't. Put him at third, right?
Correct.
I'm tempted. I am tempted. Give me
And a reminder for the people at home, this is current players.
I'm going Ellie De La Cruz at
Okay,
short.
my goodness, what took you so long?
Well, I was thinking Edwin Diaz maybe for my relief spot.
I was debating between. True.
You know, because that's like a
I'm
it's
like,
a
why
pretty
would,
good name for.
why wouldn't you entertain DeGrom as an option?
DeGrom was in the conversation.
A healthy option.
He was in the conversation.
All right, I'm going. New letter. We good? Good for new letter.
Spin that letter. Is that what I said earlier? I'm trying to keep it the same. What do you got?
G. You got first pick.
Oh yeah, we got all the Garcias. Got Glass now in here.
Oh baby, G is heavy.
G's heavy.
G is heavy.
Sheesh, bro.
Oh, this is tough, dude.
Wow. This is nice. This feels good.
Dude.
Give me... Dude, you got Logan Gilbert in here. You got Luis Heel.
I mean, what are we doing?
Yeah. Give me Vladdy Jr. at first base.
Okay. You got two guys on your roster right now?
3.
Who's your third? I didn't write it down.
Gio at third. Rochelle at third. Ellie De La Cruz at short.
Oh. Wait, who did I pick?
You got Ramon Urias at
Endeavors.
second and Devers at third.
So that's all I got. All right, I'm going.
G is deep, dog. You
took
You
Vladdy.
can't go wrong. Yeah.
You really can't. You took Vladdy. I'm gonna go. Man, this is tough, dude. Ooh. No.
Riley Green entered my head too, but I just not yet. You know what I mean?
Do I go? See, the challenge here is like thinking about other positions that you're gonna have to fill based
That's
on
what I'm saying.
Like G, assuming that it doesn't repeat, which I don't know. This random letter generator may not repeat. If it doesn't, like G's are gone. So like people are like, oh, if you're banking on coming back to a certain arm or something, it's like
we don't know.
You don't know. It's not likely. So I'm gonna go with. You know what? I'm gonna go with my gut. I'm going Glass now on the bump.
Attaboy.
I feel good about that pick.
That ain't bad.
Although I just know I'm gonna stumble across probably some better arms than that.
You might have to leave somebody on the board. I'm looking forward to it. That was a spot where I just wasn't ready to fill. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that was the internal tension I was feeling right there.
Yeah.
But I also didn't want to go. I was thinking maybe a Dolis Garcia as an option. Maybe
that ain't bad.
Get somebody out there in the outfield.
By the way, are we doing left, center, right, or are we just doing 3 outfielders?
Well, we'll just go with 3 outfielders.
I like that.
All right, next letter up. Who's got first pick? Me?
You do.
Sick, dude. Actually, no. It's correct me if I'm wrong. It's better to have first pick on the sucky letters. We got V.
Oh my gosh.
How have we picked? We've done 4 letters and we've had U and V.
We're getting banged.
This is crazy.
Oh, this is better than I thought.
Is it? Hold on, let me get
this
there.
Is better than I thought. Yeah.
All right.
Yeah, there's plenty to work with here.
Oh, dude. Maybe I pulled the trigger too soon.
That's what I was thinking.
I pulled the trigger too soon.
Yeah.
Oh no, dude. Who do I got? Oh, this sucks, dude.
I know you want to reunite with Alex Verdugo.
I certainly do not.
No, you do.
Dude, I got nothing. V. No, I mean, there's names under V, but oh my goodness.
Vogelbach's on here, dog. Got to do it.
You know what? I'm going to take. I hate that I'm doing this.
I know what you're doing.
You don't know what I'm doing.
Mm-hmm.
You have no idea what I'm doing.
Send it.
All right, so hear me out. Hear me out. I'm going to lean into the hype a little bit. I'm going to go Mark Vientos. Snagged.
Damn it.
Swiped. But here, where am I entitled to play Vientos at?
I think you have to DH him.
Because he is listed as a first baseman and did get time at first
That's fine.
last season.
You can put him there. If he's listed there.
Actually, last 2 seasons.
I'll allow it. You doing it?
Yeah, because I want to leave the DH open. I made the mistake of jumping the gun on the arm
I know.
on my starter, so I'm going to go Vientos at first.
Does Volpe come up as a second baseman? I doubt it.
I mean, the guy's never seen second base. Right?
You should.
Yeah, he's only ever played short. Yeah. That's your shortstop if you
No, I already got Ellie De La Cruz there.
So this will be your 4th pick, correct?
Yep. All right, I'm going Framber on the bump.
Oh, pull my arm. I'll go Framber on the bump. Unreal, dude.
I was holding out, man. I wanted a good starter.
I'm gonna have to step it up in the outfield to even have a shot, because right now you've got Ellie De La Cruz, not to influence the voters, but right now you've got Ellie De La Cruz, Vladdy Jr., and Framber Valdez.
I feel good.
I've got Ramon Arias, Mark Vientos. Well, not a knock on Mark Vientos. Actually, no. You know what?
I like Mark Vientos. I would have taken him.
I got Devers and Glass. I feel
I
all
would
right.
have, if I was going first, I would have taken him, and it would have been smart because you already had a starter, so you'd have been screwed out of Framber Valdez. You would have had to go with something else if I was going first. But
That's true. That's what I'm saying. That's what it's good to have first pick on the sucky letters.
Yeah.
In the chat, I see a request to move Ellie to third base. He can't because he currently has Gio at third.
Yeah. Yep. Yeah.
If this was
Gio Urshela was the first pick because you had to scroll to freaking that randomizer.
If I knew how to do it, I'd have both of our lineups like currently updating on the screen, but your boy doesn't know how to do that just quite yet, so you'll have to bear with us. But we're referencing our picks as we go along, so you can stay up to date with us. All right, next letter. Nate's got first pick. A.
All right, already there. Let me see. This ain't bad at all. We got a lot going on. Oh, we got a lot going on.
I can tell where you're at as I scroll, because I'm taking it in the same way.
We got a lot going on. You can't go wrong. Either of us are going to do well here.
It's not as deep as you really think. There's a lot of names for sure.
I like it. I think either of us could do well here. I think there's specifically 2 names. You're going to go with the other one.
Just go.
So give me Ronald Acuna Jr. in the outfield.
Sick. Just put him in right for the sake of it.
All right. So we are doing the left.
I mean,
right,
no,
center.
I'm just saying, just because I'm writing it down on my sheet that way. Well, it's your pick. Where do you want to put him? I was just putting him in right. Do you want to put him in right?
I'm putting him right.
All right. You said there was 2 names. There's that. Let's see here. Just want to make sure I'm not skipping over anybody. So there's that name that I'm going with in mind. Shoot. I'd have been a much better pick than Ramon Arias.
I know. Yeah. Yeah. We really got banged by that to have that as the first roll. At any roll, actually. If we head back to you, can we just go ahead and agree that that's a respin?
You got to play the game. Dude. You got to play the game. Oh, no.
Let's keep track of the letters, by the way. So we had U.
Oh, true. Yeah, I meant to do that.
We had, what was next? I think it was D.
U, D, G.
V.
No, G and then V.
G and then V.
And we're at A now.
Okay.
Udgva.
Yeah.
I'm going to go... I like the pick. I'm not wild about it, but I'm going to go Willie Adames at short.
All right.
Was that the other name you were thinking?
Is it written in stone?
Yeah, no, I already wrote it down.
Yordan Alvarez, my friend.
Oh!
What a goon. Sorry, Willie Adames.
Oh!
What are you doing?
What am I doing?
What are you doing?
Oh my!
You better hope the randomizer just brings you right back to A, sir. That is such...
Dude, I scrolled up and
misstep.
down the list like 3 or 4 times. Oh.
That could have really brought you back into the game.
Oh.
Do you feel like I made the right pick of Ronald Acuna Jr. over Yordan Alvarez, though?
Yeah.
Okay,
for sure.
Cool.
I
don't know. I thought you for sure saw it. I was like, there's 2 names here that are clearly at the top of the list. Sucks to suck. Spin that letter.
Golly, dude. Oh.
Gimme.
Do I got first pick?
No. Yes.
Yes. So we each
Yes,
have
you do.
5. F. How did I miss that, dude?
You really pooped on your leg over there, guy.
And what's crazy is the screen that I'm using to look at the players' names is covering the chat. And there was people just screaming Yordan Alvarez in the chat.
Yeah.
So you better not be don't be looking at the chat.
I'm not. I never look at the chat until
I'm going to look at the
up.
chat just to see what y'all are saying
Dude,
as we go along. But
there's good names in here.
But let's just... All right. So some of the names that are popping up, I already have my starter.
I know, which I'm pissed about.
Shoot.
Same here.
Dude, I need a big bounce back pick, and I don't think I'm finding it in F. This sucks, dude. What a terrible... Oh, no! Oh!
Yeah, it took you long enough. Holy crap.
Okay, all right.
Goodness.
I'm
you
going...
put him at DH?
Yeah, Freddie Freeman, baby.
If you would have overlooked that,
I would have been like, I guess I'll go with Mike Ford.
How do we just both pull that name at the same time?
I guess I'll go with Mike Ford, stick him at DH.
Man.
Oh, this sucks.
Yeah, it's really, really thin in the F category.
Jake said F is my grade for my last pick. That's that's absolutely correct.
Yeah.
I cannot believe
I haven't heard of half of these guys.
I cannot believe I did not pick up Yordan Alvarez. That will haunt me for the rest of my life.
It should, but Freddie Freeman is a good consolation.
Look, to the people that are like, "Oh, how could you miss Yordan?" You're under a lot of pressure when you're scrolling through like 3 to 4 dozen names under a given letter, and you're like, I gotta pick somebody.
This sucks.
And
There's
look,
no one else here.
Look, the reality of it is like there's a lot of I hope this doesn't come across the wrong way. Like there's a lot of Latin names that we're scrolling through, and I gotta admit that
A's. Yeah, that was loaded.
That's what I'm saying. So like, I'm sorry, I should have been more aware of the star that I was just clearly blowing right through.
Why is David Fletcher still on here?
Hey, here's a question. Shout out Bridge of Bucktober podcast for bringing up the point. It says Vientos is headed to DH, which can't be the case for me because I've already added Freeman.
No swaps.
No swaps.
No. That's
Okay.
the whole
That's
point
fair.
of
That's fair.
That's the
That's
whole
fair.
point because you don't know what's next. It's like that blind ranking game.
True,
You know what I mean?
true. Yeah. You're right. All right.
I mean, I'm maybe TJ Friedel or I mean, I was thinking Kyle Finnegan as a reliever.
Hey,
He's not bad.
you know who I was real high on? Oh, true. Yeah, that's a good point. You know who I was real high on this last year? Tyler Fitzgerald.
That's true. That's not a bad name.
He doesn't have the sex appeal for a draft. I understand. Why am I telling you this?
I appreciate the commentary. I guess I'm gonna oh jeez. No, the outfield is just it can't go that way. Give me Kyle Finnegan.
It's a good pick.
Slim pickings after Freddie Freeman.
Hey,
let
that's
me
all
tell
right.
ya.
That's all right.
Give me a good letter, guy.
All right. So we each have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
Yep. And I'm up.
I cannot believe. Well, no, you know what? The reality of it is like, yeah, I missed out on Jordan, but he only could have gone in my DH slot, and I got Freeman. So you know,
Right. It's not that bad.
Okay, that makes me feel a little bit better.
Not that
Has
bad.
Jordan hit a walk-off grand slam in the World Series? Sure hasn't.
I think didn't he hit a walk-off home run to send them to the World Series?
Altuve did Jordan?
I feel like Jordan did too.
I mean, maybe. I don't know. Not important because he's not on my team.
Maybe it was a DS2 CS thing.
Maybe. He's not on my team.
Moving on.
So that was F.
Spin that letter.
Udgvaf is what we have so far. Random generate random letter. I hate this thing. Who has first pick?
Me.
Shoot.
Why?
Q.
Bro, is there anything in Q? Oh my gosh. There's 3 names and they're all starters.
All right. Well, I'm guessing who is this?
I don't have a starter spot open. This sounds like a respin. This sounds like it falls.
Absolutely not.
Sounds like it falls into a respin scenario. What are we going to do?
Absolutely not.
I'm not putting Jose Quintana in my field.
You said no. I thought you. Oh, you're saying you do have a start. I see what you're saying. I was like, no, you're absolutely putting Quintana on the bump. I forgot you had Framber.
Yeah, I can't. Both pitcher spots are taken, and I don't know who Jose Quijada is.
He's a reliever.
Well, that's also taken. Respin. Chat. Say respin.
If I see one respin in the chat, I'll respin.
For those unfamiliar, it's Cal Quantrill, Jose Quijada,
all right,
and Jose Quintana.
Respin.
All pitchers. My pitcher spots are taken. If anything, you should stay on this queue because your relief spot's still open.
Nope, you
But
said
I'll allow
respin. Nope,
I'll
you said
allow it.
respin. That's the rules of the game.
I'm not even writing down queue.
Them's the rules.
It didn't even happen.
That's fair. So I get first pick now, right?
No shot.
C.
All right, there we go. It's a little better. Little better. All right, for those unaware,
Oh, boom, baby. Back in the ball game.
I've got catcher, second
Back
base, left field, center field, and
in
DH open. I'm up first.
The ball. I don't care. Your spot's taken. I already know. I'll tell you who I'm going to pick right now. You want to know who I'm picking right now? Emmanuel Clase. Because you know why?
Yeah.
Because you already have your reliever.
Yeah,
I'm just going to go ahead and
Kyle
write him
Finnegan.
down. Back in the ball game, folks. That's how you do it.
Can't get Garrett Cole.
That is how you do it. Can't get Dylan Cease. Tough, dude.
This is real tough.
Talk
Oh.
about a
O'Neal Cruz is now an outfielder, but I'm not going that route.
pick. I mean, I wouldn't say no. If you're wondering whether or not I would call boo.
Where'd he go? Give me
Yeah, I'm
just
seeing-
because it's a difficult position, and I think I'm just ready to commit to it. Give me William Contreras at catcher.
Okay. All right. That's where the strategy comes into play. You gotta sometimes make a sacrifice.
Yeah, like imagine being stuck at catcher for like too late. You know what I mean?
So I'm seeing in the chat, Corbin Carroll would have been nice in Kyle's outfield. That's true because I don't have any outfielders right now. But when you get the
I would have
best,
preferred that over William Contreras actually.
you get the best reliever available.
Class
Yeah.
A is the smart move. I would have gone Corbin Carroll.
Sucks to suck. Yeah, but that's not as much of an open. You went Contreras instead of Carroll. I went. Who did I go with? Willie
And my right
Adames.
field spot's already filled. So like how much are we sticking to that? How much are we sticking to like he has to be a center fielder, he has to be a left fielder? I feel like we gotta
mean,
like
if it's,
decently it's gotta show up on the baseball reference page, right?
I mean, if you and I like Corbin Carroll, what position are you going to put Corbin Carroll in?
He's a right fielder.
What?
Yeah.
What are you talking about?
He's a right fielder. You don't know ball? Oh, you don't know ball?
What are you talking about?
You don't know ball. He don't know ball.
He was a primary center fielder last year. What are you talking
No
about?
shot. How many games did he play in center?
More than he did in right.
Really? What did he play in right?
Oh, does somebody not know ball?
What are you playing right?
How do I find
Here's why.
where are the game breakdowns?
Here's why it registers to that. Here's why. Because what's his face? Alex Thomas, is it?
Yeah,
I think
Alec Thomas.
Alec Thomas would get subbed out late in games. So Corbin Carroll would slide to center. So I think that registers as an appearance in center field when Corbin Carroll would start the game in right. And then he'd play like 7, 8, 9 innings in center. Just
I'm
saying.
seeing in the chat 81 games in center, 78 in right.
Oh, that's a wash. But that's why. That's why it's center. Mostly it was Alec Thomas.
That's fair. All right, so C is done.
She is done.
You went
Oh, I gotta write that
Contreras.
William Contreras at catcher. Yours is looking up. Yours is looking a little better.
I turned a corner.
Those are good back-to-back picks. Kyle Finnegan really, really hurts.
No, I mean it really doesn't. Like it's honestly
Yeah, but like if
that's
if
a
this
good
is a
guy to-
polling voting thing, I don't think enough people know who he is.
that's fair, but like it's better to have Kyle Finnegan than like friggin' Yasmani Grandal in your reliever position because that's what we said, right? That you're gonna have to like if we get to the end and you're out of luck, like you're just gonna have to fill it with slop.
Depends on the letter. Spin that letter. It's up to the chat. If the chat wants a respin, we are at the
Oh my god,
Mercy
we're at the
of the
mercy of the chat. Okay, am I first pick?
you are first pick.
All right, letters W. I don't know why, but I feel kind of good about this.
Dude.
Right? Should I feel my instinct says yes. Oh yeah.
There's plenty to
yeah.
work with here. Devin Williams can't get
All right,
him.
all right. Hey, chill. Stop trying to lead me
Jesse
away.
Winker?
Stop trying to lead me away. Oh yeah, just the guy I want on my team.
I don't know. Your infield is full, sir. So
Do I get behind a dit? Oh no!
yeah, dude, I know.
Can I just Can I just try my luck at Bobby Witt Jr. behind the dish?
I don't think
See
so.
how it works. Do you think the kid can play ball? The kid can play ball. I knew that would happen.
I knew it would too. For anyone looking ahead, X, nobody. So we're good there. It's an automatic respin.
That will. Oh,
Luke
Bridge the
Weaver would've been
Bucktober
good.
podcast in the chat. He says that Willie Adames pick is haunting you. So yes, I
It
did
is.
come back and get Freeman in the DH slot.
That's
But
a
had I
tough
got
miss.
Alvarez, my shortstop spot might still be open. That blows.
Yeah, I know.
Dude, I don't. We go.
You got to go outfield, dude.
I
That's all you
have
got
to go
left. Or a
outfield.
catcher.
Yikes. Can we go? Oh, let's go. Where is he?
I was joking about Jesse Winker, but you might have to pull trigger there.
No, let's go. I'm going to quadruple check so I don't miss anybody. Let's.
Zach Wheeler. I hate that I had to go Framber Valdez. I didn't want to pull
shut
that
up.
trigger that
Framber
soon.
Valdez is a great pick. Stop. What are you talking about?
Whatever.
All right. I'm not crazy about this pick, and I should be excommunicated from my particular fan base for this pick, but I think I may have to go Austin
Wells.
just because I feel like I can have luck in the outfield elsewhere.
I'm assuming I'm not allowed to put Bobby Witt at second base.
Correct.
All right.
He is the franchise shortstop for the
sure.
Kansas City Royals,
It's
not the
worth an
second
ask.
baseman.
Worth an ask. I'm going to go Jordan Westberg at second base then.
All right, not bad. All right, so it leaves 3 picks left.
3 picks. You have all 3 of your outfield positions. I have left, center, and DH open. And I like that I have DH this late. It gives me some flexibility there. It's like a bonus wild card.
In the chat, Witt has
Spin
played
that
third
letter.
base, but not second base. Yeah, he could have put him at third if you didn't pick Gio Urshela to play
Friggin'
third.
Gio Urshela.
Yeah,
All-star, baby.
Wilyer Abreu. Well, that's first name, but yeah, I did see Wilyer Abreu when we did the A's, and I was like, dang, that'd be not a bad outfield pick. But I was like,
not terrible, but there's more out there.
there's plenty of options.
Like a
for the outfield.
Jordan. Yeah.
What letter was that? W. All right. Let's see what we got next. Who's got first pick here?
I do.
Generate random letter.
Spin that letter.
It
It's taking way longer.
I have capital letters and lowercase letters both checked by accident,
Cool.
and it went from capital W to lowercase w. So I'm going to go ahead and respin.
Yeah, let's fix that.
H.
H. Okay. Nothing coming to mind right away, but let's see what we have. Oh. Oh. Oh my.
Oh, this sucks.
This is nice. Dang, dude. I hate how quickly I filled out my infield. For those screaming Gunnar Henderson at us, we cannot select him.
Oh boy. Oh boy. I'm in a jam here.
Good thing is that it's a very deep letter. There's a lot of names on here. There is a lot of names. Well, I think it's screaming at me in the face.
Oh.
And I'm just going to go ahead and pull that trigger. And I'm going to put Bryce Harper at DH.
Good pick. All right. Hear me out. Had he fallen to me, this is a serious question. I'm not.
Could
it's
you
not-
put him in right?
It's
I
not
would
because
have
he's my
allowed it.
guy. Okay. All
I
right.
would have allowed it. But that's why I did him. That's why I took him. Not that there was
Yeah,
any other
pause.
name that was like clearly like above his, but that's why I took him.
All right. Well, that leaves me with a couple. I thought I was panicking there for a second because I wasn't seeing much depth for the outfield. But I am gonna go. Hold on. This is tough. In my head it's tough. Maybe it's not as tough as I'm making it out to be. Well, we're not doing repeat letters, so I'm just gonna go ahead and tell you what I'm thinking here.
There's a lot to work with.
I'm looking at. Actually, I feel like this is easier than I'm. Yeah, this is definitely easier than I'm making it out to be.
I mean, you can definitely have Aaron Hicks.
I'm gonna pass, but thanks. I'm
It's a big
going.
miss, but
I'm
whatever.
going Teoscar Hernandez in my outfield.
Smart. Kike Hernandez was also available, by the way.
Why would I go? What?
Any pausing on Michael Harris II?
That was who I was. That was my other guy.
Yeah.
I
You
did just a quick look over at his numbers. I'm like,
So you're putting Teoscar in left, I'm assuming, right?
Yep.
Okay. All right, you're up first, buddy. Spin that letter.
God, I hate this.
We
that
should do this
Adamas-
again, by the way.
Like this?
This is fun.
I like it, dude.
I think we can run this back. Like,
I was playing it out in my head earlier today because I was like, we need something different because we got nothing to talk about. And I'm like, this could be fun. I like
this could work.
All right. Who's got first pick? I do.
You got first pick.
Oh, right, because you picked Harbor. Okay, so I got first pick for the letter E. Have we done E?
We have not done E. Not very deep.
All right, so as
You only got center and right open.
yeah, we'll do the recap once we get these last two picks in. All right, letter E. E, F, G, H. So I got to go up. E. Okay. Oof.
Yeah.
So here's the thing.
Mm-hmm. What's the thing, pal?
Well, no. Never mind. Take it back. Take back what I said. All right. Well, I guess there's really only one option here that
There's only one.
go with. I'm gonna go ahead and put Tommy Edman. Where? I mean, it doesn't really matter, but just for,
You put him in center.
I guess, yeah. Right?
Yeah. I mean, I don't know what to do here because, like,
They actually played more games in center last year than any other position. First time he had done that. That's interesting. I'm gonna go Edman.
does Espinal have any outfield game, like anything in left?
Who's this now?
Santiago Espinal.
Let's see. For which position?
Left.
Nope. Strictly infield.
Tyro Estrada.
Left. It is listed as a left fielder on Baseball Reference.
Tyro Estrada.
Tyro Estrada. That's your pick?
Yeah.
All right.
That sucks.
I'll go ahead and
You
take
might
the
have just taken a
advantage.
dub there.
Oh, stop. One pick.
I don't know. Your names aren't as, you have like mid names, but you don't have like bad names. I've got bad names. Tyro Estrada is not a good name. Kyle Finnegan, not a name that carries a ton of weight for voting purposes. But dude hits.
Espinal played what, 6 games in left field last year?
Espinal did?
Is that what I'm saying? Or is that what I said? Espinal?
Or Estrada? I said
Who'd
Tyro
you pick?
Estrada.
Estrada. Yeah, Estrada. Oh, no, sorry. I was reading the chat. I was behind on the chat.
Oh.
All right, last pick. You got
Last
first pick.
Center field and right field for you. Come on, man. Give me a good letter. Give me something to work with here.
First
Wouldn't
pick
mind-
for you.
Yeah.
All right.
Wouldn't mind T.
Wouldn't mind a T. Let's see what it says. B.
Come on.
Why do I feel like B seems promising? No? Oh yeah, dude. B is strong.
All Not for center field.
Yeah, that's true. Actually, yeah.
Can I put Mookie in center?
Yes, you can put Mookie in the center. Actually, no. Hold on. And I'm not just saying this because it's Mookie and it's your pick, but I'm pretty sure. Have we followed the rule of it having to be listed on Baseball Reference?
I think we've stuck to it pretty good.
I mean, he saw time in center, didn't he? I'm not losing my mind, right?
I'm pretty sure he played some innings in center pre Tommy Edman trade.
Last time he played center was in 2021, but I'll allow it. Whatever. God, that just did me in right there.
You don't have to allow it.
No, I would be making a case. I would be making a case for myself if if Mookie Betts fell into my lap on the last pick of the draft. Absolutely. I'm fighting to the death I'm fighting tooth and nail for that. Oh, this sucks.
I'll tell you what, I think that just put me.
That sealed it. I can't.
Back at the top there.
I'll stick my guy Xander out there in center, see how that goes.
You got right field left.
I'm just looking for an outfielder, whatever.
No, we're sticking to Baseball Reference, I thought.
Well, I mean, we are, but I'm just at this stage of the game. I'm guessing if a guy has seen a little bit of right, he's probably seen a little bit of center, and vice versa.
Xander,
that blows. It was
Xander's?
a joke. Oh. It was a joke.
You got Byron Buxton. That's not terrible.
Oh, sick.
Cody Bellinger, who is definitely got some right field time.
I hate it, dude.
Charlie Blackmon.
Yeah, who's retired for sure.
Yeah.
Let's go ahead and stick him out there. Whatever, dude. I'll just
Andrew
go.
Benintendi.
Oh yeah, dude, for sure.
Yeah. Maybe feeling
for little... all the haters. Southside, stand up. Shut up.
Maybe
dude.
feeling a little Harrison Bader.
I'm absolutely not. This has been decided for me. I got to stick Bellinger and right. I hate that.
That's awesome.
That just,
brother.
Oh my god, dude. It was the Alvarez pick.
Yeah, for sure. Just flipped everything.
That screwed me because I could have gotten I could have gotten Bobby Witt Jr. short.
I know, because I took Acuna over Jordan, and I was like, that sucks, because like that's a wash almost. You're gonna get Jordan, I'm gonna have Acuna, and the fact that you just went to Willy Adames.
I picked like Amy Adams to play shortstop for me.
That's so tough.
May as well have.
All right, you want me to run down?
Yeah, give me your
all right.
with the winner of the first pick. Give me your roster.
Letter U, I put Gio Urshela at third base. You put Ramon Urias at second. Next was letter D. I put Ellie De La Cruz at short. You put Rafael Devers at third. Still pretty even right there. Next letter was G. I put Vladimir Guerrero Jr. at first. You put Tyler Glasnow as your starter. Next letter was V. I put Framber Valdez in my starting spot. You put Mark Vientos at first. Letter A, I put Ronald Acuna Jr. in right. You put Willy Adames at short. Letter F, I put, where's F? Kyle Finnegan as a reliever. You put Freddie Freeman as DH. Letter C, I put William Contreras at catcher. You put Emmanuel Class A. Next letter was W. I put Jordan Westberg at second. You put Austin Wells at catcher. Letter H. I put Bryce Harper at DH. You put Teoscar Hernandez in left. Letter E, I put Tyro Estrada in left. You put Tommy Edman in center. And letter B, I put Mookie Betts in center. You put Cody Bellinger
That
in
sucks,
right.
dude.
That feels good.
Jake said in the chat, build our lineups. We want to build our batting lineups real quick.
Yeah, let's run through it pretty quick.
All right.
We're deep in this puppy.
We're deep.
We
Well,
are.
we didn't start the lineup until like an hour into the podcast.
I know.
All right, let's go. You know, when I put it in the batting order, it's not going to seem so bad, I think. Hopefully. Maybe. Probably will. It'll probably still suck. What am I saying? No, I'm influencing the voters here. I'm influencing the listeners. Just choose the team you think is best. I'm gonna go
Right, left ain't going to be so easy. with
I
this
do
one.
not care. I could not care less about switching the order there. I'm gonna have. Dang, this is tough. All right. Let's go.
I'm
What am
writing
I
mine
miss-
out. I'm almost done.
What am I missing here? I've got 3 spots left. Oh, duh. All right. I'm going to go if you're still writing yours out.
Yeah, go ahead.
All right. Leading off. I'm going to go Tommy Edman.
Okay, sure.
I like Tommy Edman as a table setter for me. Y'all can disagree with me all you want. I don't care. 2 spot. I'll put Teoscar Hernandez in the 2nd spot. I'm more the traditional mind of thinking. I like all my power top heavy. I don't like waiting until the lineup turns over to the 2nd inning, get your bop in the middle. No. Just
Yeah.
Give me more ABs for my better hitters. Rafael Devers, 3rd. Freddie Freeman in the cleanup spot. And then we're going Belly 5th. Adames 6th, which was like not,
This really tails off for you.
it's not a perfect fit for me there, but
Yeah.
I had nowhere else to put him. Mark Vientos 7th, Ramon Urias 8th, and Austin Wells 9th. Shut up. Give me your lineup.
Acuna leading off. Bryce Harper after him. Mookie Betts in the 3-hole. Oh my God. Vladdy 4. William Contreras 5. Ellie De La Cruz for a little speed at 6. Jordan Westberg at 7. Tyro Estrada at 8. And Gio Urshela rounding out at the 9-hole.
I'm already looking forward to
I can't
Next
wait to do
matchup.
it again. Can't wait to do it again.
that was fun.
That's a fun one. That's real fun.
Good stuff.
And we're gonna get good with letters. I think eventually we'll just be like, yes, can't wait to get that letter. You know
I
what mean?
guarantee you one thing though. If I get A and he's on the board, I'm never missing Yordan Alvarez ever again.
Yeah, for sure. That's a tough one.
Go ahead and
Val.
guarantee that.
That's a tough one.
God.
What's the chat saying? I think I ran away with it.
Shut up. Let's not talk about it. Let's get out of
Mookie
here.
really slammed it home.
Yeah, sick.
Woo!
Yeah,
Oh,
Mookie Betts with your last pick. How about that?
That's so good. That's so good. You guys are awesome. If you're still hanging out with us, we appreciate you.
Oh, Jake said, not that this changes anything, but Jake said, which actually not a bad idea. He said switch, which yeah, I'm not used to Freeman hitting like earlier in the lineup. But he said switch Teo and Freddie. So Freeman,
Freddie
yeah,
at 2.
I'll
for
go
sure.
Freddie 2, Teo 4. Yeah,
Yeah,
for sure.
still lost. Don't go chasing curveballs.
We love you all. And as always, looking forward to talking more baseball with you guys soon. Until next time, stay filthy.